A 2, 1. Somebody farted.
That was you. That was the squeaky of the couch. This is a wooden couch. It squeaks a lot.
So yes, Sam, you did.
Did we
Just tell me it's recording now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's been recording for like 2 minutes.
Fantastic.
And that's the start of the show.
Yep. Hey, and welcome to another installment of Catching Up. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And yeah, we're back. It's it's been another week as per fucking usual, and
It's a weekly show.
it is indeed. But you two had a bit of an experience over at the Alamo.
Yes, Josh and I got to enjoy the presence of Patton Oswalt while he was doing a special double feature, a premiere of the 5-second film production of Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, and it was preceded by...
Was it a silent science fiction double feature?
No.
Okay.
I will appreciate that you never make that reference again. And preceded by Deathbed, the Bed That Eats, which, if anyone is familiar with Patton's bits, he has this bit about finding out that a movie called Deathbed, the Bed That Eats, or as he says it, the Bed That Eats People, was made, and just he's flabbergasted by how like that was made, but all these other movies that he's been trying to write for years and years and years, like either he doesn't finish writing them or they never get made, or they're in development hell, and he's just like, how did this get made and none of mine haven't? And like it's a hilarious bit the way that he does it. So it was like, oh cool, we can watch it with him, and we were like, this was a terrible idea, because like even he was like, he admitted that he had never actually seen the movie until that very night. I've seen it before, and I didn't remember how bad it was.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, right. I think I blacked out most of the first viewing, or there was copious amounts of alcohol involved or something. I mean, theoretically, that's the only way that I got through it. But so we're sitting there watching it, and the Alamo decided to give him a microphone so he could talk during the movie and like make little jokes, a la Mystery Science Theater 3000. And about halfway through the movie, he just starts pleading with the waitstaff to bring him more and more wine so that he can survive.
Which, at the end of it, he even apologizes for forcing that upon us.
Yeah. Whereas, like, most of the audience was like, yay, it was fun. It's like, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
But it's still a bad movie.
All the people who said it was fun were also drinking along with him.
Yeah. Granted, we only had to pay, one movie's worth of money, so I felt...
Thank God that wasn't the one we didn't pay, or we did pay for.
Yeah, no, Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 was amazing. And it's this fun little, like, homage to, like, the sleepover massacre movies from the 80s, but gender bent, so, like, all the... it's a bunch of guys getting attacked by women. And it was hilarious because they're all like frat boys, dude bros. Greg Sestero's in it. Andrew WK is in it. Patton Oswalt is in it. Patton Oswalt's brother is in it for like a hot second. And then a whole bunch of the like 5secondfilm.com guys are in it too. And it was very well done. Oh, and actually my favorite part of it, they shot it on a Red camera, which for anyone that doesn't know, that's a really high-end camera. Really good. Like, you can change all the minor details that no one notices. And then they ran it through a VCR and recorded it onto a tape to, like, make it look like someone recorded it off of TV. And, like, that's the whole shtick of it. They filmed it so that it would work in a 4:3 ratio and as opposed to a 16:9 ratio. And it was just nostalgia gold.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right on. I think he's going to be back in, November?
He teased that he was going to be doing something on the day after Thanksgiving and maybe something in December as well. But either it's not finalized what he's showing or he's not at liberty to say.
Yeah, well, a good chunk of his family's still here in the D.C. area, so cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all saw another movie, since last week. Of course, the low-budget stoner espionage flick. Another fucking espionage movie, another fucking spy movie. Though, ironically enough, I found the spy parts, like, outside of the action sequences, like, the worst fucking part of the movie. I'm talking about American Ultra.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of it?
I loved it.
Oh yeah, it was great. I thought it was less spy and more kind of like Jason Bourne-esque. Like,
well, I mean, the Jason Bourne movies are still espionage-esque.
well, yeah, but like
He's a spy.
well, yeah, but like a covert agent.
But I mean, yeah, I get it. It's not like a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Or Kingsman or anything.
Yeah.
It's especially since it's like CIA versus American citizens.
Yeah.
But
like every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Snowden comes out in December, directed by Oliver Stone.
Hey.
Nicolas Cage is in that movie.
So is Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jake will be seeing it.
Cast.
Yeah, Erection City. The
Yeah.
what did you think of it?
I thought it was okay. I left the theater and I was like dumbfounded. Obviously if you listen to the last or most recent podcast before this one, because this is the most recent.
Is it?
Yeah.
And it might not be.
For me it is. And Sam was kind of lukewarm on Man from U.N.C.L.E. and he turned to me afterwards and he's like, "What the fuck was that?" When the movie ended, I wanted to turn to him and say, "What the fuck was that?" Because I don't know. I thought, again, I loved the performances. I really like Jesse Eisenberg, and I really loved Kristen Stewart's performance. I've been hoping that she could escape the Twilight shadow, because I think she's got the chops to be.
I don't think she should have followed up Twilight with Snow White and the Huntsman.
I saw that in theaters, but I mean that movie was just kind of a mess all across the board. But I mean, I think she's got decent acting chops. Like I've mentioned before, Runaways, of course, and this really small movie she did called Welcome to the Rileys with James Gandolfini. That was really good.
Adventureland with Jesse Eisenberg.
And I like that movie a lot too. And so I really loved their chemistry, and I really loved seeing them together on screen. Unfortunately,
whenever the leads are on screen, it's fucking gold.
Yeah, and so I did warm up to it a bit. I mean, I'm always weird. Like after a movie, if I loved it immediately, I like think it's the greatest thing of all time, and if I didn't like it, I think it's like the stupidest thing of all time. And I've definitely warmed up to it since. We're all fans of Max Landis, and obviously he wrote the movie, and I felt that there were so many just pure Max Landis moments in it.
Oh, for sure.
Really sweet, touching moments, and he's a guy who can make a movie, or he can write a movie. I think he's always quick to point out, I didn't make the movie.
I think the only movie he can argue is Me, Him, Her.
Yeah,
because he wrote and directed that.
And but he can, there's that violent sense and vulgar sense, but there's also sweet moments in it too. There's a moment between, they talk about a tree and a car that's kind of fantastic.
Well, yeah, and I think for anyone that was expecting like a stoner comedy a la Pineapple Express, which it was kind of marketed as, you're going to walk away disappointed because there's some genuine heart. It's the depictions of kind of like the anxiety attacks and stuff that Jesse Eisenberg's character has. Those are very, those aren't played for laughs.
No, they're not.
Very true,
and that's something that you find out why he has those. In the movie. Again, I found myself going into the movie being really excited for this spy kind of like, being turned on and going haywire kind of thing. And then I found myself leaving wishing that it was just a movie about Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart's relationship and just them kind of together, like this kind of like romantic dramedy kind of thing.
That's definitely the emotional core.
What's funny is that I was listening to a podcast that Max Landis was on recently, and he was talking about how he wrote this movie, and he was like, I started it as just like a dramatic like relationship piece, and then and even like the first act of it is basically just them being in a dramatic it's just them in a drama, and then he's like, and then I wanted to. I wanted to flip the script. Wanted to go in a completely different direction, and that's basically how Act 2 starts. It's just like, the CIA gets involved.
How great would it have been if the marketing for this movie was a romantic dramedy, and nobody had any idea the CIA was involved?
Oh my god!
So
I would have loved that.
That would have been
much.
fucking fantastic.
And that's one of the big things.
They're like, why is it called American Ultra?
It's about the ultra romance of the young generation
in America.
Yeah, it's high octane romance.
I mean, that's basically what it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The my thing is, I wish that, to kind of echo what you guys were saying, I wish it kind of kept the action tight on Kristen Stewart and Jesse Eisenberg, so you're finding out this at the same time as Jesse Eisenberg's character.
Yeah.
I don't need Topher Grace being like, I'm a little prissy bitch.
Yeah. The initial scene where it goes to Langley, the CIA, and like they talk about what's about to happen. You know, with Jesse Eisenberg getting activated and people coming after him. Like while that scene was happening, I was like, I kind of wish they didn't set this up. Like I wish it had just gone to, cut to Jesse Eisenberg's working at his little quick stop, and
some weird lady comes by.
Yeah, some weird lady comes by, says some crazy code word or phrase, and boom, it starts. And
clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Oxford's over Brogues.
Well, I agree with. Oh, yes, thank you for just interrupting and then stopping immediately, Sam. But I felt like if that had happened, Chris, that there'd be a good amount of the audience that would have been like, I don't fucking get this.
Well, but
there's no explanation for this, bro. Fuck this movie.
Exactly. Fuck the stupid people. I want a smart man's movie.
Yeah, I feel.
There's your first problem.
Yeah, that may have been a studio.
I mean,
thing,
that's
probably.
That's why Michael Bay movies make so much money.
Yeah.
I also kind of wish that
like
Kristen Stewart's character, and we're into spoiler land, so but I kind of wish that her character wasn't part of the CIA.
Yeah,
I wish they. And again, it's obvious by the if you're listening to this, like I was just such a fan of like those two performances and their relationship. I kind of wish it was just almost a Bonnie and Clyde type thing with the two of them, but she was there because she loved him, not. There was never the CIA connection. And obviously she did love him. It wasn't like she stuck around because she was in the CIA. She left the CIA for him, which I thought was
cool.
Which
they make very clear.
Yeah, but I kind of wish it was just she bought it because she loved him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
I remember in the prison cell, she like disarms the gun, and like that was a quick thing, and no one acknowledges it in the movie. But I remember going, wait, was that Jesse or was that?
Yeah.
Was that Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, well, and then continuous spoilers, there's another scene where she mentions something.
The gas.
Yeah, the gas.
Okay, yes, the gas.
Well,
she kills the guy right before,
if
and
you
she's
say
totally
you're gonna,
like...
be like, spoilers,
cool with it.
Fucking spoil
okay.
it.
Yes.
Don't still like beat around the bush.
Yeah, we're not hemming and hawing
and also Jake already acknowledged a spoiler that
we took the helicopter or was it the
snowballs
plane
from there.
Was it the plane?
I think it's a different vehicle every time we go to spoiler land.
I think it was an airport the first time we went though. Or no, we were taking a ramp to it.
We were taking
and then we found out that it's
to
an
spoiler.
Okay, there it is. So
I thought we took the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah,
to
we
I
drove
was just
to
making
it.
fun of him using a building as a mode of transportation.
Yeah, we took an airport to it.
But yes, and I mentioned to Chris, like,
yeah,
that's a very on point.
Josh and I both looked at each other. We were like, "Did she see the label of the canister? Was that the answer to Double Jeopardy last night?"
And then she goes full on, like, "Oh yeah,
Jeopardy.
By the way, I'm ex-CIA. I know exactly what was going on right there." It was like, that explanation right there was purely just because of that one piece of dialogue.
Yeah, well, like, so if they were the way that they like unfolded that, like at least they had like the long con for that. They didn't have a scene right before it where she's talking about how
she's looking at old pictures,
and stuff like that. Like,
well,
they did with the CIA director. Like, that's when at least like that reveal was like.
They do have she does. When Jesse's going like in and out of consciousness, he does have the flashback of her like with her hair tied back in a suit.
Yeah,
and I was
which basically like explains that there was some kind of.
Yeah, I thought it was like she was like not in the CIA, but she was like a psychiatrist for him, just in the world.
Yeah.
And it became this kind of thing, but it makes sense.
His Dr. Harlequin.
Or if that right there had become the point of letting the audience know there was CIA involvement instead of, where in the beginning they get a phone call saying that he's being active, that probably would have been a good way to introduce it instead of ham-fisting it.
It was
in
fun
the beginning of the
seeing
film.
What's his name from Arrested Development.
Tony
Hale.
Yeah.
I don't know actors' names.
Yeah. The
unless they get top billing.
You know who's really fucking good?
Oh yeah,
John Leguizamo.
He was fucking fantastic. I thought he was funny as shit.
I thought it was awesome. I was
like the main comic relief.
Yeah, I was sorry to see him go.
Me too. I was so bummed. I thought he was gonna kind of tag along for a bit.
Like, hey, guys, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like,
the monkey virus. Yeah.
I
don't know. I like Walter Goggins' character more.
Walton Goggins is cool.
Yeah.
Kind of this the basically the Joker,
the laugher. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to look up where I knew him from because I was like, I know this guy.
Justified?
Nope.
And Django Unchained?
Probably.
Yeah.
The Silent Hillbilly.
Machete Kills?
possibly. I'm going to look it up
Yeah.
so that I can refresh my memory, so you guys don't keep wasting time yelling movies at me that I might have.
Did we
seen
say
him in.
Justified?
Yeah. Catch 24.
I think it was Justified. Though.
You know what? It was Justified.
Was it Justified?
That TV show that I've never watched. That's how. I know
Oh,
him.
Justified.
Yeah.
It was Justified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Timothy Olyphant, right? Timothy
Yes.
Olyphant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
The
Justified.
Hitman,
yourself.
the original Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timothy Olyphant was also in an episode of Archer that I watched last night,
He's also in an episode of Sex and the City.
And Justified.
and in Scream 2.
Yeah.
Is he really in Scream 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shit.
he's a pivotal character.
But yeah, Walton Goggins
I've
is
never seen that one.
fantastic.
Borrow it?
Kind of.
The
I have all 4.
Thank you.
yeah, the yes, he's good. There was a moment like in the climax, where they're fighting in the superstore,
Yeah.
like the Walmart knockoff.
Supermax.
Yeah, or Max's Goods.
Max's Goods, which, I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, Landis,
Yeah.
if you ever listen to this,
Yeah.
name your production company Landis or Max's Goods.
Max's Goods, yeah.
But the or Max
And
Goods.
have it be a picture of your junk.
Yeah. The yeah, like Sticky Fingers. The second best Rolling Stones album.
Oh, he's also in The Hateful Eight.
Yes, he's the sheriff.
Oh, you know what? He was a teacher on Community.
Are you serious?
There it is.
Oh.
Shit.
But the so they're fighting in there, and he's still using like common household items to take out the other agents.
Yeah.
They all have guns. Why doesn't he just grab a fucking gun off one of the dead ones?
Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
he clearly didn't like using guns.
Yeah.
He kept throwing guns away from him.
Yeah, I
Self.
guess so.
At that point, though, he's had his like firework entrance. He's like, yeah, I'm
And
the-
also,
running
it's
this
cooler.
shit.
That part was awesome.
It's cooler to just watch someone like hit people with like a paint can or a
The best part is when he stabs it. He kills
it.
the dude with the spoon, and he's
Yeah.
like, "I stuck a spoon in his throat, and his shit just ended."
Very much a Landis line.
Yeah,
This has
yeah.
got to be a great year for him, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
he was in Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh,
I liked that movie.
okay. So the
He's also unjustified.
yeah, the
You know what? He was on Justified.
yeah.
I remember.
Is
from
it on
all those-
IMDb?
Yeah,
Okay.
from all those 0 episodes that I watched.
It's good. You should check him out because he's on it.
Number of episodes that Zero's watched, or Chris has watched times 0
Yeah.
is still 0.
Yeah.
Actually enough, I haven't watched the whole season in this like 3 minutes that I've been looking at.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's really good in it.
Not even a single episode. I know I'm going to put that in the copy somewhere when I write the copy for this thing.
Yeah.
Find out how many episodes of
Yeah.
Justified Chris has watched.
oh, he was in The Born Identity.
Is he?
Oh,
shit.
Justified. Yeah, he's research tech, so you probably missed him.
So he's just like
Okay.
in a passing sequence,
Okay.
like when like
And
Chris Cooper is
Joyride
pissed off.
Ah.
Oh, that's an underrated film.
as a DVD additional footage.
Oh.
Damn.
But yes, I agree. It is an underrated film.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna stop looking at. Oh shit! Hold on. The Crow Salvation. Sorry.
Oh shit.
this is going to be the Walton Goggins
Yeah.
land. Let's get him on the fucking
Oh,
show.
fuck
Can we
yeah.
please?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Yeah, he's fucking
the
fantastic.
Okay, I'm putting it away.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
the-
stop interrupting the show.
it's quite all right. Yeah, the entire time it's like Walton Goggins did this and this, but the God.
His first appearance was in a commercial.
Yeah.
He squeezed a roll of Charmin.
just like Day Charlie, the
Hey, Charlie.
my favorite,
Goggins Walton.
the
As in
Goggins
Burgessy.
Walton
Yeah.
sounds like a really bad indie novel.
yeah.
Or like a
Goggins Walton.
disease.
It sounds like a Faulkner novel.
Yeah.
like William Faulkner.
I'll never
would've-
forget the summer at Goggins Walton.
But the
He's Justified, and he had a book.
how is
named
he not
after
in
him.
Deadwood? He's like tailor made for Deadwood.
Well, now I mean, like
because
back
he was
then,
so good and Justified.
Yeah.
he couldn't leave Justified.
Yeah.
It
Timothy
was- I mean,
Olyphant apparently.
It was justifiable that he stayed.
Yeah.
I'll see myself.
Yeah, now we're done. We're done with Justified now.
Man, look
so,
at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But,
longer
uh,
after listening to this
but
talking
Landis,
To a
you know,
halt.
Landis has got Me, Him, Her, which
Yep.
he premiered at the Toronto Film Festival.
Yep.
He debuted it in Seattle. Sorry, Max.
Ugh.
He's got American Ultra. He's debuting Mr. Right with Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Toronto
Oh,
Film
it sounds
Festival.
so good.
Yeah.
The same podcast that I was referencing earlier, he talked about Mr. Right. It sounds hilarious. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, of course, and it's got Rockwell. You know, he's always fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And what's the other?
Victor Frankenstein.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't
Which
seen the
looks
trailer for
pretty
that
good.
yet. Actually.
Yeah.
I haven't seen-
Yeah, it's electrifying.
Because that's
Now
how
I'll
he-
see myself.
Yeah.
Better shape up.
What's it- oh, he's got Superman, American Alien.
Yeah, in December or
Yeah.
November.
I saw the first issue's drawn by I'm trying to blank on his name, but what's his face from
You're
East to
drawing
West?
a blank?
Oh, Nick Dragata.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first issue at least. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's a different artist each issue.
yeah, but I'm
Mac-
psyched for that. It seems to be, from what I've heard and from what he said on Twitter, it's about obviously the early years of him. I guess pre-Superman, maybe becoming Superman, and much more about Clark Kent. than actual.
Is it a
Superman?
It's like Smallville.
I mean, but I don't. I mean, they just said the formative years of him becoming an adult.
Is it a Vertigo book so they can cuss? Like, is it uncensored?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember
because that's Max Landis' stuff.
Yeah.
He also this year got me into wrestling.
Oh, through Wrestling Isn't Wrestling.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Great video.
Did that come out this year? Or did
that came out.
No, I thought
like
it was this
2
year.
years. Was it?
Yeah,
was
no.
it
It came out recently.
It was also he also posted that video for Scott Snyder about why John Cena sucks.
Yeah.
And why he doesn't really suck.
Respectfully disagree.
My favorite...
like, he was explaining why people boo John Cena.
One of my favorite videos he's ever done is the Regarding Clark, which he did. It's like the 9-minute video about how much he loves Superman after seeing Man of Steel, which was awesome. I could listen to him talk about Superman forever. Like,
and also
love...
he did that tribute to John Cena where he did an acapella version.
The 30-second.
That's the best YouTube video
of all time.
Can't see me.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, look it up if you haven't. Look up Max Landis, John Cena on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you
basically watch just everything that he's posted.
He did a drunk retelling of Watchmen, which is really funny.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is it all a Death and Return
it's like
of Superman?
Yes. Yeah, but
does he have people acted out?
Yeah. It's really fuzzy, like the film quality, because it's a while ago. But I guess at the time, he had his girlfriend wake him up. No, he wasn't drunk. He's tired, and so she wakes him up like 2 a.m. He's like, "I don't want to do this." She's like, "You told me to wake you up at 2 a.m." He's like, "Oh, fine." And so he just starts recounting Watchmen. He hasn't read it in 5 years or something, and it's fucking genius.
He essentially did the same thing with the Robins, like all four at the time. Robins,
that's funny. Yeah,
and like. It was
and
like, it was like late at night. He was drunk off his ass because it was like at a party.
Yeah,
it was kind of like how I did Emerald Twilight at that bar once.
Oh yeah,
where I was like three sheets to the wind.
The Houndstooth Pub in Midtown.
I was
Nightfall. He did too, but he was drunk and he was cooking.
Yeah, he's like buying groceries.
Yeah. Basically, if you want some recaps, go to Max Landis.
I would love to do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
me and Chris have talked. Yeah. Like Chris, and Josh used to go to like IHOP. And I would explain like Captain America Reborn, or like Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That one night where you spent almost the entire night trying to do Captain America Reborn.
Well, yeah, and Josh is always
kept
like
interjecting, and you're like, "Well, wait for that. Wait, I know you're excited, but wait for it," because I'm sitting there like, I have no idea what's going on, and nothing is happening in a linear fashion. Because one, the story doesn't really happen in a linear fashion, and two, Josh keeps jumping around.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. I was like, just tell me in the order that the readers saw it happen.
Magic bullet.
And that's like something that happens at the end, and you kept going, "Oh, magic bullet, magic bullet."
Yeah. Yes, it happens. Captain America's warped through time by a magic bullet. It's very Slaughterhouse 5. Yeah,
it was
Billy
basically
Pilgrim
Batman
gets
R.I.P.
Yeah, very much, and that was right around the same time. And I feel like I said that like
well, I think I related that, and like we basically had the same exchange that we just had.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, that did kind of happen around the same time.
Because I had just finished reading Batman R.I.P.
Yeah, it's like, what happened to Batman? He doesn't die in Batman R.I.P. Or is it Rotten Purgatory, or is it...
Yeah, it's Rotten Purgatory. He doesn't die in R.I.P. He,
in Final
quote
Crisis.
Unquote, dies in Final Crisis, but
the last panel of Final Crisis,
die.
you see him in prehistoric times.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, it was kind of
bad.
Yeah, it was weird that DC had one of their marquee characters get unstuck in time, and Marvel had their marquee character get unstuck in time. It was just a fucking show.
Yeah, it was a fucking show.
But yeah, I
also watch his Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. To get back to the root of it, though, I really do enjoy American Ultra. I remember I was like Jake was kind of alluding. I was more jazzed about the film. Like, I liked American Ultra better than I liked The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and I still do. I think
it's safe to say that I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen Man from U.N.C.L.E. yet.
Yeah. Have you?
I do have a better opinion of it.
Yeah.
Which is to say, a full opinion.
You're more interested in America. You were always more interested in American Ultra than Man from U.N.C.L.E. You haven't seen...
No, but I'm just going to throw it out that I probably would enjoy them both on their merits.
Are you normally a Guy Ritchie guy?
Switzerland.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy Guy Ritchie films.
Yeah, they had the Sherlock Holmes, the first one on TNT today. Get to see him run around with Rachel McAdams in a slaughterhouse. It's a weird sequence.
It's a very specific fetish.
Well, that just happened to be on at the gym. I was watching them trying to rescue Rachel McAdams from the conveyor belt, and like all the pigs are getting split open. I was just like, this is fucking weird.
That's your motivation to keep jogging.
Yeah, it's like get me off this elliptical faster. But no, I mean it was pretty good. And I really do think that kind of closes out. I mean, I'll probably see Straight Outta Compton at some point, but that really does kind of close out the summer movie season for me.
It was a good, solid and.
Yeah,
scene.
Kind of like a come down. Though
Don't
Josh,
call it a come down. It's been up for years. What? I don't know.
The
come back in so we can kick you out again.
Yeah. Didn't we see you out? Didn't we see me out?
Yeah. What are you both still doing here?
But
I have a microphone outside.
You're jazzed about Hitman Agent 47.
Yes.
And you're the only one.
Based on the box office and the critical score.
Balls.
Yeah, I mean,
and the stares that you're getting from inside the room.
Is it entirely because of the game series, or did you really dig the first film?
Or is there something about the trailer for this film that you're like jazzed?
All three.
You really like a guy sitting in an interrogation room and kick the table and then somehow shoot a guy without actually like
bad
shooting
Jimi
him.
Hendrix covers.
Yeah.
What is it? Which one is it?
Yeah, Josh. What the fuck?
Wait, it's all three of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fair
no,
enough.
he did say all three.
I love the series.
Mm-hmm.
I love the first one.
I actually own the first one, so I haven't finished
I think
it.
I do.
It's got Timothy
too.
Oliphant. He's also in Justified.
Yeah.
And from
You
what
know who
I
else
But is he in Deadwood?
Yeah, you know who else is?
and also
who
from
else
what
is
I've
in
seen of the
Deadwood?
trailer,
Your buddy
just-
Patton Oswalt. He is.
What were you saying?
Oh, and
Oh, yeah,
also
sorry, we were being a dick.
Yeah.
and from what I've seen of the trailer,
Single
you know,
dick.
all of the actors in it, like Zachary Quinto.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
of course, Zachary Quinto's in it, so you're all like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Siler. Look at Siler.
Yeah.
Is he coming back for Heroes Reborn?
They haven't announced it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just randomly shows up.
Does he die at the end of the series?
No.
Okay, he makes it.
spoiler.
They've only announced. They've only announced one character that will not return. That's because they're dead.
Which is
The one who can't die, Claire.
oh
Ah,
yeah,
she's dead.
Yeah, surprisingly, because she's the one that can regenerate.
Hayden
Yeah, but-
Panettiere. Yeah,
Well, I mean, she's clearly not dead in real life.
Oh
Is it
yeah,
because she's on
Yeah.
Nashville?
probably.
yeah,
that
probably.
just
So
go-
somehow she dies.
With Connie Britton
Yeah.
from American Ultra.
Friday Night Lights.
Clear.
Friday Night Lights
Their ass
with
full hearts can't live.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Walton Goggins.
What would your trigger?
QB1.
What would your trigger phrase be? Would it be Oxfords over Brogues? Would it be?
No, it would be Strong Eyes or what was
Clear Eyes, Full Hearts Can't Lose?
Strong Eyes, Clear Hearts. That would be mine. It would be like fucking up the quote.
What? God give me strength.
God give me strength.
So, how bad has trailer music been this year?
Really bad.
Ding.
How about not bad, but unoriginal?
So
In terms of covers,
Bad.
yeah.
Well, no, I feel like we can just use the moniker bad.
yeah,
Okay.
like the shitty cover of
Everybody wants to rule the world.
from Terminator Genesis or the what's
Oh,
it?
the one from Suicide Squad.
I'd love
Yeah.
to change the world.
Yeah, the Joke's on Me.
Yeah.
That cover. Oh, I started like an aria cover. It's like get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
it's either the single note piano thing or the aria, or in like terms of Suicide Squad, both.
Yeah.
Dude, we saw for a TV show a cover of Duran Duran done as like a
menacing number.
Yeah.
What
Hungry
show?
like the wolf.
Hungry. I'm hungry like the wolf.
And it's just like this rising stupid thing. I don't know. It was one of those before the movie they have like
Psych?
behind the scenes.
The TV show Psych, for one of their seasons, did cast playing like basically doing a music video for Private Eyes,
Oh, that.
but it wasn't
That
a
seems
cover.
great.
It was just Private Eyes watching you.
Yeah.
Private Eyes, like, and just like them.
You can watch that
singing.
entire scene on YouTube.
I'm sure. It was great though.
Remember
Yeah.
when Cougar Town had that like singing promo they'd play like in the 20 minutes before movies started?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They're
you
like,
wish you were drinking.
There's probably
during
a couple
that.
I wish
movies
I was
did-
drinking arsenic during that.
There's probably a couple movies I didn't
Handle,
see
please.
because I knew that was going to be attached to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll wait till DVD. I'll pull a Greg Bosick and wait till
not-
DVD. Okay.
It was no Woodbridge Golden Pond, baby.
Oh yeah, there's like on the third one of those, right?
Yeah,
Are they on the third?
Yeah.
I missed the first one.
The first one, the class,
Woodbridge Golden Pond.
That's
baby.
the Oscar-winning Rocky right there.
Yeah, if you guys are from out of town, by that rationale, the third one should be my favorite.
Yeah.
If you guys are from out of town, look up Woodbridge Golden Pond.
No, don't.
Do it. Right.
On
Pause
YouTube.
this podcast.
Yeah, look it up. Look, I guess
on
commercial
the level
number one.
of Mad Max Fury Road trailer.
Have a handle of something really, really strong if you're going to do this then.
Arsenic and old lace.
That.
I feel like I've seen the GIF of the dancing man at the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Like all over like BuzzFeed and shit. Like where he's
Nice.
got like the dollar bills and he's just like, yeah. And apparently, I've been by that establishment. I've never been inside. And now I don't want to.
Yeah.
Ever.
And then like the second one, they tried to be like a reality show.
Yes.
Ugh.
And the third one, they're like, just like, look what you can get. 1, 2, game systems, games. And you're just, and at the end, like, the dude runs out and you can hear like the wind hitting the microphone. And you're just like, fuck.
Why don't they hire me to do these commercials?
They're just next to Dixie Bones off Route 1.
Oh, I know that place.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never actually been to Woodbridge Golden Pond.
Yeah.
Hey, Woodbridge Golden Pond, sponsor us.
Yeah, please. Give us refurbished Wii U's so I can use my Amiibo. I now have 15. But, yeah, it's, I don't know. There's just something about music. But the God Give Me Strength is from what, Sicario?
Yeah.
With,
Which is a movie I want to check out.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt, Josh Brolin. But there's a moment, like it's starting out and it's like king shit. Like, yeah, like Emily Blunt's getting ready for like a heist, or not a heist, but like a bust or something.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like when the music always kicks in at that, like.
It like, cuts to silence, and there's an action moment, and I don't know what it's from. I tried to look it up. It comes out of nowhere, and it's like a rap. It goes into a rap song, but before it starts, it's just like silence, and like people are getting ready to like load their guns and get in the fire, and you just hear a guy go, "God give me strength," and then it like cuts in. It's like burn, 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 and
Do you
it's
think
like
the "God Give Me Strength" is a line from the line of dialogue, or is it definitely from the song?
no, it sounds like it's like
from the
it
song,
sounds like
I
it's from the
think,
song,
yeah.
like it's like gearing up for God give me strength. And it's
God
like,
give me strength.
Because he keeps like rapping or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
in the
then-
same tone.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like.
Maybe it's just all lines of dialogue.
Yeah, they have it like immaculately.
And it's Emily Blunt,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
You didn't know this? Emily Blunt has a pretty heavy like rap following.
that's true. She does.
Much like Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was fantastic. Her rap, the Harvard rapper or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, Harvard rap?
SNL.
Yeah. She has this bit on SNL around the time that V for Vendetta came out. She was on SNL because she still has like the shaved head, and like she does this like interview thing where.
We need to pull it up after this.
Yeah.
show.
No,
It's
she starts
fantastic.
rapping. Yeah. Go pause this podcast.
Look up the trailer for Sicario.
Watch one episode of Justified.
Yeah. Just one.
Yeah, not all, 6 seasons?
Yeah,
7
pick
seasons?
a random
6.
episode too. Tweet at us. Tell us which one you watched.
Yeah.
And then also look up the Natalie Portman rap from SNL. She tells a child to suck her dick.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious. It's freaking hilarious.
It's right up your alley, Sam.
What were we looking at on the way after dinner?
Oh, there was a car that had a bunch of like comic book stuff on it.
Comic book and video game, yeah.
It had like Mario,
Spawn.
Batman. It had a Spawn thing. And Sam, just tell the fine people why it took a second to get in the car.
Well, I looked at it, and it looked like it could be a a female. I hate to tread on generalizations, but I'm totally doing it. It could have been a female automobile, and I was just could have.
Wait, so we're saying the car was gendered female.
Yeah, you're assigning
Yes.
gender to the car.
I am.
Okay, continue.
Or are we
Mary
guessing,
Sue would love me right now.
or are you
So would
guessing,
Jezebel.
Are you or are you guessing at the gender of the driver, the owner?
the owner.
Okay.
Well, who knows?
Could be both.
Could be.
Could be a lady car.
Yeah.
I've seen Disney's cars.
Totally. And so I was like, man, I hope that's a woman so we can have butt sex. But that's why it took us a minute to get in the car. And I never specified who would be on the receiving end either, for the record.
It's true.
Could be pegging.
Yeah,
true.
could. Totally.
And now my dad knows what pegging is.
Look it up. Check your
Pause
urban...
this podcast.
Yeah, Mr.
no
Nolan,
reason.
check Urban Dictionary. Actually, don't.
I'm gonna in a week. My dad's gonna be like, Chris, I checked. Yeah. Why are you talking about that on the podcast?
Yeah.
I
got a red E, Dad. We're explicit.
Yeah, we earned that. But changing gears vigorously,
we're like the second Alien vs Predator movie.
Yeah.
Ooh,
a Requiem.
I saw the.
Bad.
I guess I had made a passing reference to this in the last episode, and if I didn't, then I'm doing it now. But I watched the first Buffy movie. I guess is it the only Buffy movie?
Yes,
the only.
They didn't make one starring the TV show people.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I saw the movie. I thought it was fun. I have a undying love for Christy Swanson, mostly because of The Phantom as a young child. But I was like, and I had seen and I know Corey listens to the podcast, is like a mega Buffy fan. And she's like, the movie's fine, but it doesn't hold a fucking candle to the TV show. Start the fucking series already. And we want to
borrow the seasons. I mean, it's all on Netflix.
It's Netflix, yeah. Well,
I have all the first 3 seasons.
I had watched a couple episodes on Netflix with her actually, and I really enjoyed it and thought it was fun. But I was like, hey, I would love to see what Christy Swanson's Buffy is like, and I had no idea about like the cheerleading thing,
how she was a cheerleader.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Rutger Hauer's in this. Fucking Pee Wee Herman is in this.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Ben Affleck is in it.
Ben Affleck is in it. What's her face? Hilary Swank is in it.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, he's in it as well.
Let's just list the whole cast.
Walton Goggins is in it.
Glenn Scott is in it.
Yeah,
he's also in Justified.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, is he? It's my favorite show, guys.
But
I have a tattoo of it.
It is now.
Yeah.
Let's change the Wikipedia page that we don't have.
But it was good. I mean, I'm interested to start the series. I've always been interested ever since I watched those couple episodes. But I thought it was fun. I don't think it's I guess some people just hate it insanely because of how popular the TV show is, maybe, and they're just like, get the fuck out of here with this movie.
They're wrong.
Well, and there's also the sense of like, that's not Joss Whedon's real vision.
Yeah.
So therefore it's shit.
Yeah.
What's the exact story behind that?
Well, Joss Whedon wrote it, and and forgive me, Whedonites, because I'm going from like 10, 15-year memory, so I'm probably going to get details wrong. Tweet at us. So Joss Whedon wrote the script, optioned it to Fox, I believe is who made it, and they were like, cool, we're going to hire a different director, and hired whoever the fuck they did. And that was basically the end of Joss Whedon's involvement. Like, he was on set a bit here and there, but like eventually was just like, I have no power, I'm leaving.
I had heard that he or read that he basically stopped coming to set one day and never came back.
Yeah. And so things like Donald Sutherland kept rewriting his lines. The director would kind of just do his own thing, and I mean, this is before Joss Whedon had any clout whatsoever. So
I wonder if
no one gave a fuck.
Not like warmed up to it, because it's probably still a bummer for him. But the fact that like Buffy did become, at the time he was probably like, oh my god, this is my one shot to do this, and it's failing and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like when he started doing Buffy the series, that was the Buffy movie was like the main reason why he was like so gung ho about having like almost complete creative control over the TV show. And
he's always said it has it's a separate entity, like the movie.
And I think by the time the Buffy series ended, he was like, I'm glad I finally got to do what I wanted to do with the character. So like now he's like more indifferent to it. Like it doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, well, because he got to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a lot of people get to do that.
Yeah, unlike say like Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. There's only one line of dialogue that matches what I wrote.
I got to. What the fuck? I was on Twitter and I checked to see if Christy Swanson had like a Twitter page, and she does. And I was like looking at mentions of whatever, or old pictures and stuff. And she has like a lot of people tweet her obviously about Buffy, and she like was writing a lot back to a lot of people about Buffy and stuff. And one of my favorite things was someone had like a share this Coke with Buffy thing and tweeted her and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and was like, who gets it? And she had tweeted back something like, yeah, fantastic, like thumbs up, like blah blah blah. So obviously she's still, I guess, cool about it, because that's probably one of her most famous things now.
What has she done lately?
I guess she was on Psych. I was reading.
Yeah,
you guys would know. I haven't watched that show.
I remember she was on Psych, but I forget exactly what her character was.
Was she on Justified?
No. Of course, everyone was on Justified.
There's a character. One of the characters, Ava, kind of looks a little bit like Christy Swanson. A little bit.
Like much older.
Not like
I don't think.
Yeah. What
so,
do you
guys.
think, Chris?
I'm clearly their hair's totally different.
Okay.
Their faces are kind of
That's it.
I mean,
she doesn't look like Walton Goggins though.
No
one
looks like Walter Goggins.
Yeah.
Goggins Walter.
Goggins Walt. It's actually
Walton.
Walton.
His close friends call him Walter.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, well, dude, it's crazy because like
you okay, Sam?
Instead of the
hands off. Yeah.
Instead of the there's the Superman electric blue Superman I'm staring at. I'm also staring at, dude. You just got the fucking set of Justified DVDs signed by Walton Goggins.
Yeah. Well, he personally
signs them as Walter.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, Christy Swanson is signed on it too. Did you just not have anything for her to sign?
Well, no, that's my favorite thing that she's ever done because I'm such a huge fan of the show.
Well, I haven't watched last season to be honest. So
well, then don't even talk to me about the show, that is the best season.
But she's in it though. The last episode.
She's in every single episode.
Now I know what it's like seeing me having a conversation with one of you guys.
Yeah. But seriously though,
Chris, you're doing a really good impersonation of me.
I even like to call it an impression.
Yeah. But seriously though, I love you, Christy Swanson, and if you're listening,
as we know you do, you listen to every episode.
Yeah. Can we change it to Goodnight, Christy Swanson? Oh, she's in Dude. Okay, this is where. Okay, she's in Dudes, Where's My Car, and then she's in Big Daddy. I remember she's in Big Daddy. Isn't she kind of like the
romantic lead?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm doing the Walton Goggins thing now, looking at her.
John Stewart was fucking
Yeah, he was fucking.
He totally was fucking. I mean,
she's in
actually,
he was fucking me.
The thing is, he kind of was because the kid in Big Daddy is his illegitimate son.
Oh.
Because he hooks up with a Hooters girl.
Oh, not.
There's a lot of Hooters.
Okay.
There's a lot of Hooters product placement in that film.
She's in 6 episodes of Psych, by the way. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, she
almost as many as Ali Sheedy. Maybe more than Ali Sheedy.
She's in the Video Game Crisis, which I think we mentioned last episode, which is weird. I think I did this last episode, so I apologize.
Speaking of...
Well, hopefully no one's marathoning the episodes.
Yeah.
Are they talking about Christy Swanson again?
All they do is talk about Justified and Christy Swanson.
You got a commentary coming up. We're going to talk about Christy Swanson.
Yeah.
Or is it already out? Depending on when you're listening to this
Time
episode.
is fluid.
That's true.
Bitch.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, Jake, remember that.
Damn it.
Time is
Don't lift the veil, Chris, right? Don't lift the fucking veil.
Don't you bring it back.
Yeah. No, I won't. I'll say it and make sure it stays dead.
Yeah.
I will make fucking... No,
I will hit you with the butt sex car so hard.
So hard that other Bisons feel it. The next butt sex car
feel it. But, God.
What do you
I don't
feel
know.
Josh?
I kind of
wish.
wish.
How you doing there? You look like you're having a breakdown.
Oh, what? The Buffy film? I fucking love it, and I'm kind of disappointed that, the creator, the man who gave it life through a script, just doesn't like it.
That's a bummer. But here's the thing: they're making the Buffy comic books, right? The season 10.
Yeah.
That are selling really well. I would love for like an annual or something to be drawn like Christy Swanson.
Ooh.
And just, I don't know, do
Hear
like
that,
a run
Christy?
as Christy Swanson.
Whedon's
Buffy.
writing, I think, a miniseries for Dark Horse in the next couple months.
Nice.
He announced
Is
it
that
San
his?
Diego.
That's his female Victorian Batman, which
Ooh,
I am excited for.
Cool.
Lady Bat.
How do you know the
Just like
title?
that. I mean, it's Victorian.
Madame Chiroptera. If we want to get Latin.
Yeah.
Do we?
Usually not.
Puella
Sorry.
Estelita. That's the only Latin I remember from school.
Madam. What's the opera that the Wayne see in
Fledermaus.
Yeah, Lady de Fledermaus. Yeah. Because it means bat in German or whatever.
Yeah, it does.
Frau de Fledermaus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Just to keep it.
Mrs. Fledermaus.
Yeah.
You're welcome, German fans.
Yeah. Deutschland über alles. Though I think we have some, I don't know about Germany, but we definitely have some listeners in Austria.
We definitely have at least one download from Italy.
Oh, yeah. We got one from Italy. We got a bunch from Qatar.
Yeah. I feel like that's like troops overseas or something like that. So
maybe.
Thanks for fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
Unless it's not our troops.
Yeah. In which case, may the best man win.
It could be anyone in Qatar.
I know, but you the fucking like the gears that were working in your head. You're just like, how do I unless you're not our troops.
Yeah.
In that case, you weren't fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
You know who I've like randomly...
I'm not fighting the good fight. So
you know who
don't
I've...
thank me for the good fight.
And we don't have to talk about this for a long time because I know once I say you're going to be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
but,
I'm now going to talk
but
about
somebody,
it for at least 15 minutes.
Well, actually, I want to hear you then. I've randomly become obsessed with the Red Baron. Chris, the floor is yours.
He was Canadian.
No.
He flew a plane.
Yes.
It was a biplane.
Yes.
Yeah, it is my favorite frozen pizza.
Yeah. That fucking blows my mind.
I'm a Tombstone guy myself.
Oof.
Well, that
Okay, Val Kilmer.
That's okay. The Red Baron, right? Real quick, fucking has 80 confirmed kills. Right? Is the top?
I thought he was Canadian.
No, he
Was
was.
he killed in Canada?
No.
What? Where am I
There's
getting
nothing
Canada
about
from?
Canada from him.
He's German.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. Oh,
technically born in what is now Poland, but like he,
which is basically the Canada of Europe.
Exactly. And
Boom.
Yeah.
Brought it back.
There you go. But no, okay. Here's the fucking thing. If you type in the Red Baron in Google, most of it will say, "Do you mean Google? Red Baron pizza?" This dude has like 80 confirmed kills, top ace of aces in World War I. Right?
Did you get on this?
The
Did you
ace
get
of
on this?
spade.
Did you get on this kick because of Aces High?
Well, not really. Actually, yes, kind of. It was one of those Well,
yes.
Now that I think about it, it's one of those things where I was reading about the Battle of Britain, which is what they wrote that song about. And I was like reading about famous
the War of 18
flyers and just what it's just air combat in the early 20th century. And I was like, it's fucking badass, man. Like, I don't know anything about fucking Red Baron. And so I typed in the Red Baron. And it was like, dude, Red Baron pizza. Like, it tries to think for you. And I was like, motherfucker, again, the dude does all this, 80 confirmed kills, top ace of World War I. Is shot down before he's 26, right, and killed. And he's mostly known for a pizza. And if you look at the way he's drawn on the Red Baron pizza, it's like this strapping man with like a mustache and like goggles and stuff. Looks nothing like... I mean, granted, I guess they don't want to draw a fucking World War I era German like on the pizza, But if you look at his like Wikipedia
If
picture...
it was Audie Murphy, they would get it photo accurate.
Yeah. If you look at a picture they have on Wikipedia of the Red Baron, it's like the most like suave, like pilot dashing looking man you'll ever see. But then you read about his life and it's like fucking phenomenal, dude. Like, and I wish there was a movie they made back in 2008 I haven't seen, so I can't say for real.
Fly Boys?
Yeah, no, it's actually called The Red Baron.
The Memphis Belle?
No. Again, he was already dead before all those things were happening.
Was he on Justified?
He was. Here's the thing: there's a crop dusting story arc in season. Josh, was it 3?
It's actually season 4. I know for a fact.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Season 4.
the crop dusting.
It's his favorite show, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the episode's called The Red Baron.
It's actually called The Rote Baron.
The Root Baron. Oh.
Rote.
Well, Jake, there
Because
actually
it's
is
German.
a plane subplot in one of the seasons.
Yeah. This is like wrestling right now. Don't bring it back to reality.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you Brock Lesnar? Did you accidentally actually break one of my ribs in real life? God.
Yes.
Am I Cena? Have you destroyed my nose,
Yeah.
Seth?
Yeah. God. You can't see me.
Yeah. That
It was
good. Yeah, it was
Seth
good.
Rollins' shirt. After
Anyway,
Da, da, da,
and I guess the Red Baron's really known for like Snoopy too.
Yes.
Yeah, he fights him on Christmas.
And like Scooby Doo and shit. I'm like, someone make like a real deal like German film that'll win like best foreign film.
What's the last World War I movie? War Horse?
Yeah. But like it's like you read about his life and it's like I guess I don't know. I guess so.
Australia.
There needs to be more.
I don't know
I
what-
saw that
where
movie,
was.
but no, I think War Horse was more recent.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, his
It
life
has a
reads.
really nice one like take.
It
shot.
does. It does.
It's very pretty because it's Australia.
Yeah. And Red Baron was not from Australia, by the way.
In Justified, he was.
Well, it was a descendant. Okay. And he flies the Canadian flag from the back of his biplane as he's just crop dusting fucking Kentucky.
Yeah. It's a really
Sell your
dense
drugs
story.
now, Kentucky.
Come on, Raylan.
Yeah, let's do it, Raylan and Walton Goggins.
Welcome to the party, Richter.
I mean Boyd Crowder.
Mr. Crowley.
Yeah. Mr. Crowder.
Yeah.
Mr. Crowder. But anyway, read about the Red Baron and not about the pizza because it is an interesting life.
I've been on a big Rolling Stones kick. I've been reading the Keith Richards autobiography.
It just keeps going.
I mean, he's still alive, so
there's going to be amendments.
How old is he? Like actually,
he was born in 43, so he'd be 72 now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. The book, the audiobook is read by Johnny Depp,
who, for all intents and purposes, has been playing Keith Richards for the last 15 years.
Made millions of dollars doing it. Has his own island in the Bahamas because of those films. Yeah. Apparently, him and Johnny Depp and Keith Richards tried to get Mick Jagger to show up as a pirate in what's the third one? Dead Man's Chest, and then World's End or something like that. No, that was a Simon Pegg movie. Yeah. But it's
that is close to the title.
No, I think it is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Yeah,
ish.
Yeah,
justified.
But they tried to get Mick Jagger to show up in the Council of Pirates, but he turned him down and you read the fucking autobiography and it's like these dudes, like something happened, like in the early days they're like
Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar, man, that's a song that I would never do at karaoke because as much as I love the melody, you look at the lyrics and it's about it's actually a song about Keith Richards and Mick Jagger's love of heroin, but they somehow took a taboo topic and made it worse because then they made it about slavery. And
just look at the first stanza.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. But hey, it's the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was never one of those guys who was like, Beatles or Stones. I was like, dude, Beatles and Stones.
Remember in I Love You,
Beatles
Man?
And Stone?
Remember in
she loves the Beatles.
Yeah. Remember in I Love You, Man, when they're playing cards and Paul Rudd's trying to fit in with the guys and they're all drinking and playing cards and he goes, all right guys, on the count of 3, Beatles or Stones, 1, 2, 3, the beat. And before he can finish, the guy goes, fuck you, and then they keep going. Yeah, go shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's never been.
It's a fun conversation to have. You know, but yeah,
Beatles are. Obviously, they're my favorite band. They're huge, but the Stones kind of had this really raucous, dirty quality to them. Mm-hmm. So when they tried to go into psychedelia with their Satanic Majesty's Request, that album fucking sucks. But and Keith Richards will be the first to tell you. But yeah, I always dug both. But yeah, didn't you pick up a couple books lately, Chris?
I did start rereading House of Leaves, if that's what you're referring to. And I also finally picked up a new copy of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is one of my favorite sci-fi novels of all time, and definitely my favorite Philip K. Dick novel. He was more known for short stories anyway, but, whatever. And for those of you that don't know, it's the book that Blade Runner is inspired by, although...
Inspired Total Recall in there too?
No, that is just the novel. I do have a collection of short stories by Philip K. Dick that does have We Will Remember It For You Wholesale. Also the book that inspired Minority Report, Screamers, and 5 other of his more popular movie adaptations. He's also Philip K. Dick.
iRobot?
I don't think that's in there.
Isn't that Isaac Asimov?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well done.
The Adjustment Bureau is
is
one of
Emily
his
Blunt.
Yeah, that's called the Adjustment Team.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Somehow less official,
right? Well, he wrote it back in the 70s, if even that.
Did you know that Mick Jagger was set to be in Buffy, the movie?
Really?
Along with David Bowie and somebody else, but the budget wouldn't allow it. They were supposed to be vampires. I'm fucking nuts.
Mick Jagger's the reason why David Bowie's first marriage fell apart.
Pulled a George Harrison? Or
no.
Pulled a Eric Clapton?
Pulled a Bowie wiener.
Pulled my favorite kind of car.
Yeah.
One with Spawn on it?
I hope. Yeah.
What if you met Mick Jagger and he was the biggest Spawn fan?
Yeah. Oh God, that'd be so cool.
So
I wonder.
I
I don't think Jagger's written an autobiography. You'd think he'd do one like almost
He's
like
probably waiting for everyone else to do one, or come out and then just come out with guns blazing.
Yeah. Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Rolling Stones, like in the '80s, just like this story isn't as long as Jim Steranko slapping Bob Kane. I swear to God,
It's actually almost better though.
So Mick Jagger
did slap Bob Kane. It was crazy.
Mick Jagger was like excessive rock star in the '80s, as Pete, like David Lee Roth and basically everybody in Motley Crue were wont to do. And he gets really drunk one night and calls up Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Rolling Stones, at like 3 a.m. He's like, "Yo, where's my fucking drummer? Get down here!" Charlie Watts wakes up, puts on a suit, shaves, walks down to the lobby, and punches Mick Jagger so hard that he slides across
like the next Mick Jagger film.
Yeah, probably. Like all his children, like God, but like
they're all born with bruises on their face.
Yeah, but it's like almost like a Three Stooges routine. Mick Jagger slides across the bar towards an open window, and the only thing that stops it is Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards grab Jagger by the legs before he goes out the window. And Charlie Watts goes, "I'm not your fucking drummer. You're my fucking singer," and goes back to bed. Just the idea of somebody dressing like doing your entire.
I feel like that's what you would do though. Like if like one of us was like, "Sam, get the fuck down here. We're recording." You would take the time to put on a suit, shave, brush your teeth even.
Yeah.
Polish the knuckles, walk down and just
Fuck you. Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear Mick Jagger's kind of like take
Angle.
on. Yeah.
And he fucking blindsided me.
Yeah, just cold cocks him so hard. And then he punched him. But
the thing is, in my head, I went the same direction.
Yeah. One Direction. Josh,
Your face kind of looks like Mick Jagger from One Direction.
I'm sorry.
Harry
I'm
Styles.
Not an
Harry Styles,
aficionado
yeah.
of One Direction.
Well, Zayn
Yeah.
is the best, but he's no longer in the band.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Now he's on Justifiably.
Because he used the inspiration from Robbie Reyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's his face kind of looks like Mick Jagger, like a young Mick Jagger.
Does he have the
hair
moves?
I don't know.
No, that's
Adam Levine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not really moves that Jagger has. It's like spasms and like trying to get out of the way of things.
They're movements.
Yeah. He does.
Are they controlled though?
He does. I don't. So that's the thing. I don't know.
That's why no one has them.
Yeah, he does move, and he's just like slop.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Josh?
I'm waiting for Sam's question to be asked again.
Are you reading anything?
No. Not currently.
Good job.
Oh, well, I'm glad
but you did recently have a big life-changing event. You moved.
Well,
Yes.
Now it's. I mean, we talked about you getting the apartment on the last episode, but now you have the I saw the picture of the North American truck, so now you're.
Yeah.
Yes,
And,
I've
and
officially
I came over
spent.
to help you kind of warm up the place
Yes.
with friction.
Are utilities going?
Everything
has running water.
except for cable and internet.
Well, what's the
fucking. What is the point?
He's got a cell phone. It's got mobile data.
Oh,
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
You
and,
good. You good.
and my Xbox One can play DVDs and Blu-rays.
But no games because you're offline.
No, I can play games. It's nothing online.
Oh,
Well,
that's right. They fixed that.
Yeah.
We talked about that on our web series.
Yeah,
that went
the
nowhere.
fact that there were.
Yeah.
Sad
memories.
One
happy
day.
memories, but like
One day. One day,
I wish
Chris.
it had kept going.
One day.
But that's how we got this podcast.
Yeah. Here we are, all because some dude's nightclub failed in Atlanta twice.
Yeah.
Yay!
Valentine's Day.
Hope he doesn't listen to this episode.
I feel like they gave up on us.
Yeah, good point.
But I did. But I did get to hang out with you as kind of like a housewarming kind of thing.
Yeah, and you brought over one of the best gifts ever for a housewarming.
Yeah. So two of our mutual friends, Mary and Sarah from New York, came down and visited. And they were staying with me, and I'm like, "You're huge fans of books. Let's go to this gigantic bookstore that's in Manassas, McKay's Used Books. Please sponsor us." But they, they were like kids and candy stores. I was like, "Cool, I'll show them, what's what." And, like they can look around. And like 5 minutes later, I was like, "I've made a huge mistake," because they were walking down rows and they were talking about authors that I've never heard of, and like picking up European biographies of like dignitaries from the
Red Baron.
Okay. Dignitaries from the 1400s. The Red Baron.
Yes. He was the Canadian
Red
Baron.
Yeah. A European
and the
dignitary.
Australian at the same time.
Yes.
a Canadian of Australian descent in the 1400s.
Of justified fame.
Yeah. Well, yes. I that wasn't even worth mentioning, in my opinion. You've slowed me down.
That's what I do.
Yeah. but and then like they went through like the witchcraft section because they like reading up about witchcraft and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go look to see if they have laser discs. And they didn't, but they did have records. So I was like, well, they're at the same size. And then like V5s and saw the perfect housewarming gift for our friend Josh here. It was the single of the greatest part of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Tread carefully.
Tina Turner's what is it? No Need for a Hero?
We don't need another hero.
I was close. But yeah, so I was like, this is the only thing Josh likes about Beyond Thunderdome. So I bought it instantly, as well as a random collection of 45s.
He likes the shoulder man.
Do you?
Apparently not enough to remember. I take that back.
I like the bungee cords and chainsaws.
Yeah, the dude with the vaulted shoulders that like announces the Thunderdome events.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the announcer guy
Yeah.
with shoulders
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's his most defining.
from Justified
Yes. Yeah.
with Walton Goggins. I've already forgotten his
And
name.
Christy Swanson.
Yeah,
And Christy Swanson.
and Day Charlie.
Day Charlie.
Him and his Thomas's Bagel commercials.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, watch Total Recall. Fuck, I was gonna say watch it.
I mean, watch it.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
it's
to be
fucking
fair,
great.
If you haven't seen it, why?
Yeah.
Original, not the
Yes,
remake.
original.
Yeah.
Original.
I mean, I hear
Watch the reboot
remake's
as
not
well.
that bad.
It's pretty bad.
You saw it.
I saw
Read the book that it's based. Read Philip K. Dick.
Just read.
Read
the Red
You know
Baron's
what? Yeah,
biography.
read. Read House of Leaves. I didn't. I kind of like brushed over it, but it is an amazing book. It is the book that taught me that literature could also be art, like not just words, but actually like a visual medium. You know, and there's like 3 different narratives going along during the book. The first time I read it, I couldn't keep the story straight, so I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna read just the main storyline." And now, like, I've read it, so I'm like, "Cool, now I'm gonna read the whole thing, you know, and all of it in one go." And I'm very excited, and I'm like maybe a quarter of the way through it, and it's a really long book, but I'm excited.
Listen to the Rolling Stones. Read Life by Keith Richards while listening to Exile on Main Street.
You know, check out the Beatles too, because they're,
I hear they're up and coming.
they need your support.
Yeah, they need to be on Justified.
While
what they need
eating
to
a Red
be.
Baron pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but seriously, watch American Ultra. It's a fun flick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give your dividends to Max Landis.
And he will respond in kind.
Yeah. Let him know how much you loved it.
He does favorite tweets,
He does.
and he responds too. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked on Facebook once.
Yeah, I invited him to multiple
You know what's
parties.
crazy?
I almost got to have drinks with him and talk with him because he was in New York for like a month.
He was editing. That's where he
Yeah.
was doing post production on Me, Him, Her.
Yeah, and he was hanging out, and I was like, "Oh, hey, do you want to grab a drink sometime? I'd love to talk movies with you." And he was like, "Sure."
Now
And
that's a dude that knows wrestling.
yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I kind of want to sit down and have a drink with him about wrestling now, but like, man, I'm really glad that he didn't ultimately have time to get drinks, because at the time the only bar that I really liked going to in New York was the Slaughtered Lamb, and I was like, oh, that's inspired by one of your dad's movies. That would have been awkward.
Your favorite of his dad's
Yes.
films, right?
An American Werewolf in London. Oh, I should get that on Laserdisc.
There you go. Well,
I have it on Blu-ray, so you know.
yeah. Got anything to add, gentlemen?
No.
Listen to the Eagles.
Listen
Watch
to the
wrestling.
Eagles.
The Eagles.
I watched a 4-hour documentary on the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles, but I watched a 4-hour
so-
documentary about the
so,
Eagles.
fun fact, Sarah and Mary, my friends that were here this weekend, they
Yeah.
hate the Eagles, and they spotted an Eagles record in my little cubby
Oh,
there.
you got the self-title, I think.
Yeah. And they were like, why do you have this?
I
And
have
then
that
like
album, too.
in the middle of the night, Mary was like getting a little drunk and was like, we're putting this on. And both Sarah and I were like, why? You hate this? And she's like, yes, I do, but I'm from the Catskills. You don't understand. And I was like, no, I understand that you hate the Eagles. Why do you want to listen to the Eagles? And she's like, it's just something that I have to do. So I distracted her by being like, hey, my mom's getting rid of all of her vinyls. Do you want to go upstairs and like look? She bought $50 worth of vinyls from
She
me.
bought 10 vinyls.
Yeah.
Which one did she get?
Like I have that kind of memory.
Okay.
She got the Jefferson Airplane one that looked like it was in a paper bag.
Sure.
I don't even know what that album's called.
I don't either.
And then she yelled at me for like insinuating that I would let someone buy Revolver from my mom's collection. And I was like, oh, no. That one stays. That's my mom's favorite Beatles album. I am not getting rid of that, even if she says to get rid of it.
That's your favorite?
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
it
Mary
depends,
said that
but
it was
pretty much,
probably that it's recognized generally as one of the best.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's favorite.
Oh well, that's.
I mean, for no one's my favorite Beatles track of all time.
And then apparently, I also have like a Bing Crosby Christmas album, like multi-disc album that's not even vinyl. It's some other pressing material.
Did she have Bad Outta Hell? I feel like for some reason I saw Bad Outta Hell. Maybe I'm just thinking about Bad Outta Hell.
She does not have Meatloaf.
Damn it.
She did have Exile on Main Street until I bought it.
Oh, bam! Did Shawn Michaels just run in here and yell "suck it"? Because it sounds like he did. And with that,
so why the? I'm
why
curious.
the Eagles,
why
by the
the
way?
Eagles?
Yeah, why the Eagles? I mean, Hotel California is a fun song, but why?
Because it's the fucking Eagles, man.
Okay,
Are
well,
you
now,
like, wait,
now you
wait.
just became every kid in high school that ever
Wait.
told me that the Beatles were the greatest band ever, and it was really fucking annoying.
Wait,
Well, yeah, because they're all wrong.
wait. Are you like a fucking massive Eagles fan?
Yes.
Is that your favorite
When
band?
the fuck?
Do you like the Philadelphia Eagles?
No.
Okay.
Is that even a thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. I lost
Team,
confidence
yeah.
as soon as I said
you're,
it.
you're good. You're good. That actually was funny. I asked my mom that recently. I was like, "Do you like the Eagles?" And she's like, "Of course, I'm from Philly." And I was like, "No, like the band, the Eagles." She's like, "Oh, they're fine."
No, fuck them.
Yeah.
God, Mom.
That's crazy. So like, you're like a massive Eagles fan.
Where do you stand on the Eagles CCR debate?
CCR, man.
Is that like the Stones, Beatles?
It's the only reason I know that is because of the Big Lebowski.
Crystal City Restaurant is like the greatest. Oh wait. Oh, Creedence.
Yeah.
Anyone that's local to.
I want a sit down podcast with Josh where we just go through the history of the Eagles.
Yeah, like where they almost broke, or they did basically break up after almost getting into a fight on stage.
Well, they did break up, which then gave us the Hell Freezes Over tour.
The fuck? I'm like, this is
Wow.
I've never
heard this.
That is a great live album.
I've
sir.
never known this. Like Josh just be
Yeah,
like,
isn't that
just
where
lay
we
down.
get the extended opening to Hotel California, where you're
Yes.
listening to it and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then Hotel California kicks in.
And
It's
the-
like, "Holy shit, that
The
was a
entire
great
audience
opening."
reacts that way too on the tape. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah,
like,
they even yell, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I'm sure some of them do.
This is crazy.
And Don Henley is an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Do you know that from
Boys
personal
in the Summer?
experience, or
Have you met him?
have you met Don Henley?
My mother
Yeah.
has
Oh,
And he was an asshole.
first-hand
Is
experience.
he your illegitimate father? Is that why you hate him
Oh
so much?
shit.
You wish.
I wish Joe Walsh was.
Joe Walsh is pretty
Joe
fucking cool.
Joe Walsh is a cool motherfucker.
Speaking of, well, not even really close. Speaking of anything, speaking of changing the subject,
Change in the Seasons by Dream Theater.
Yeah.
whoa, Dream Theater. I love Dream Theater.
They're great.
That's where that EP is, where you get their cover of Love Lies Bleeding, or Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding by
Love lies bleeding in my heart. Mary and Sarah, huge fans of The Whom, or as they're more commonly known, The Who. But you know.
I'm sure Townsend would be right there with you. Like,
just-
I was wondering if someone would catch that.
But they we were on the way back from hanging out with Josh. They were like, we have to listen to Tommy. I need to, like, for whatever reason, both of them just had a mighty need to listen to Tommy. And when I got home, and I was like, when we get home, I have a treat for you. Because, like, yeah, I kicked on the studio version of Tommy because I have that on my phone. And I was like, okay, we'll listen to this.
Yeah, scratch that pinball wizard itch.
Yeah. And then we got home, and I pulled out, my mom, of course, big Who fan. She has the record. And I hand it to Mary, and I'm like, check that out. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And then I grabbed another one, and I was like, yeah, but check this out. And it was Tommy as performed by The Who and London Symphony Orchestra. It was a thing they did before they made the movie, but after the album came out, where they did like a live show, and like they have like different people playing the different parts. Ringo Starr is in it, Rod Stewart is in it, a whole bunch of other people that I don't even know is in it, and that they fucking blew their minds because they had no idea that this had happened. And it's one of my mom's prized possessions, which is why I was like, it's mine, when she was like, I'm getting rid of my records. But it was pretty fun. And Ringo Starr plays creepy Uncle Ernie, and hearing him sing Fiddle About is terrifying.
I mean, hearing
Listen
Ringo
to the
sing.
Who.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Is he your favorite Beatle?
Yes.
Is he the best drummer
Just like
in the
Zooey
world?
Deschanel.
Yeah.
And Mary, actually, oddly enough. But yeah, is Ringo the best drummer in the world?
No.
He's not the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yeah, that's the response.
Paul McCartney. Yeah, so fuck. Listen to the Eagles, I guess. Yeah.
That's
Desperado.
cool.
Sure,
We'll
why
have
not?
to talk about this more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Tune in next week for our Eagles discussion.
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, because we sure as shit probably are wasted on Justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the joke's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, it stopped being funny a while ago. We kept it going.
Yeah. It's what we do.
Ringo Starr was on Justified.
He was.
Yeah, with Barbara Bach.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been another installment of Catching Up. I'm Sam.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jake.
I'm Josh.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Chris Stewart. What? Damn it! Hold on. Good night, Christy Swanson.